I'm Kyle Sutcliffe, active duty cop, founder and head coach of Fit to Serve. In this video, I want to take you through my journey from falling in love with fitness as a kid to becoming a police officer and ultimately dedicating my life to coaching other cops to take back control of their health. My story with fitness started when I was 13. I remember picking up weights for the first time and feeling something shift. I wasn't just building muscle, I was building confidence, and that feeling stuck with me. At 18, I joined the Army National Guard as a military police officer. This was in my senior year of high school. While other kids were worrying about prom, I was learning how to train hard and fuel my body right, not just for looks, but for performance and discipline. The results came quick, and I was hooked. Not just on the physical changes, but how much clearer, more focused, and more capable I felt. That's when I started helping my friends do the same. Some of those friends came from backgrounds where nobody ever taught them how to eat right or train. I remember one friend, David, who was always a shy kid. He dropped over 50 pounds and changed his entire mindset and built his confidence. I saw firsthand how fitness can change a man's life, not just physically, but how he showed up in the world. At 19 and 20, I applied to a few departments, but at that time, competition was stacked. 300 to 400 qualified applicants for less than 10 spots. I didn't get in, but I didn't let that stop me. I took my passion for fitness and turned it into a career helping others get stronger, leaner, and more disciplined. At 21, I got certified as a personal trainer and started working at a local gym doing one-on-one coaching, mostly helping guys lose weight and build muscle. But what really lit me up was the impact I saw on their confidence, their relationships, and their work. That's when I started running boot camps, and I realized people don't just need workouts. They need accountability. They need someone who gives a damn whether they show up or not. While I was still in the military, my own consistency stood out. I crushed every PT test, stayed in shape year-round, and soon other soldiers, many of them who were cops, started asking for help. I coached 2 guys through workouts and nutrition during annual training. They both made serious progress, but once the training ended, there was no more accountability, and they fell off track. It made me realize knowledge alone isn't enough. Most guys just need someone in their corner who won't let them quit. In 2017 at 22, I decided to go all in and open Get Fit Bootcamp. Over the next few years, we helped roughly 500 people lose weight and completely transform their habits. I started to see the same pattern again and again. The workouts mattered, yeah, but the real results came from nutrition, consistency, and accountability. That's where the 80% of the success lived. And things were growing until COVID hit. In 2020, the gym had to shut down. My wife was pregnant with our first son, Colton. I needed to pivot. I needed a more sustainable income and health insurance for my family. That dream I had back at 19 of becoming a cop resurfaced. And this time I got in. Fall of 2020, I was hired and started my law enforcement career. And that's when everything I had built, my habits, my routine, started to fall apart. Midnight shifts, fast food between calls, no time to meal prep, and constant exhaustion. I gained almost 20 pounds. I felt sluggish, short-tempered, and disconnected from the man I used to be. I had gone from being the guy who worked out 6 days a week to a guy who could barely make it through a shift without an energy drink. I wasn't just tired. I was starting to break down physically and mentally, and I started to ask questions I didn't want answers to. Would I make it to retirement? Would I be the dad who just sat on the couch because he was too tired? Would I be another cop with a heart condition at 50 years old? That scared me. Then one night, I was in a foot pursuit, chasing a suspect through the woods, knee-deep in thick mud. I was winded, barely keeping up, but I got the job done. That moment locked it in. If I didn't take care of myself, I couldn't do this job, I couldn't protect others, and I damn sure couldn't lead my family. Around the same time, I remember being in a crisis intervention training, which covered mental survival for law enforcement. They talked about what the job does to us long-term, physically, emotionally, and mentally. That's when I made the call. I was turning things around. I didn't do anything crazy. I started meal prepping again. I walked 10,000 steps a day, 4 workouts a week, and a minimum of 6 hours of sleep a night. Slowly, I dropped the weight. I felt stronger, more energized, and more in control. But what mattered most was my wife noticed, my kid noticed, I was becoming me again. In 2023, we welcomed our second son, Bentley, and life's been fuller and honestly busier than ever. Between the job, the kids, and everything in between, it would have been easy to let my health slide again. But I made a decision. No matter how chaotic life gets, fitness stays a non-negotiable. Because staying strong, both physically and mentally, isn't just for me anymore. It's for my family and the people I serve alongside every day. And now in 2025, we have our third child on the way, our first daughter. It's more motivation than ever to keep showing up at my best because these kids are watching. And I refuse to be the dad who's too tired, too broken, or too out of shape to lead from the front, at home, or on the job. That commitment to staying fit, even with a growing family and everything this job throws at me, has been a game changer. And over time, people started to notice. Guys in my department began reaching out, asking for workout tips, meal ideas, ways to stay consistent when life's a mess. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just my story, it's every cop's story. I've seen so many guys fall into the same trap. 10, 20 pounds gained after the academy. Doubles every day, fast food, zero sleep. The weight creeps up and energy disappears. They don't hate the job, they hate how it made them feel. And I know what it's like to feel stuck. I also know how to get out. That's why I coach cops now. Because I've been there, because I came back, and because I know they can too. Since launching Fit to Serve, we've helped hundreds of officers across the country drop serious weight, rebuild their energy, and get back to feeling like the leaders they were born to be, both on and off duty. From sheriffs to patrol officers to detectives and correctional staff, we've worked with men and women from departments big and small, and no matter where they started, the mission's been the same. Help them reclaim their health, their confidence, and their edge without sacrificing the job or their family in the process. If you're ready to stop surviving and start leading again, in your body, your career, and your home, then it's time to make a move. You've seen what's possible, now it's your turn. Shoot me a message and let's get to work.